Whoa, 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 whoa. Touch my Katamari. No, we're gonna. Okay, I guess it's too late to avoid that kind of joke. Touch My Katamari is, as far as I know, the newest Katamari game. I believe I've missed out on the last two Katamari games, I believe. The last Katamari game I remember playing, I think was the, well, actually it would be on the shelf behind the camera, was the 360 Katamari game, which if I can find it real quick down below here. Can't remember what the hell it was called. Beautiful Katamari. Beautiful Katamari was the last Katamari game I played. I think I've missed two since then. But, Touch My Katamari, as far as I understand, is the newest one. It being a Vita game, its new introductory is using the touchscreens on the Vita. You can use the front screen for all the normal controls, which is optional. And the back screen can be used with the new mechanic of stretching or pushing it together to make it tall or stretch it to make it wide. And that's actually a very interesting mechanic. And I find the controls very nice. That gives you the option to use the classic. You can use a touchscreen, and then there's a new, more easier mode where you can just basically use one analog stick. So it offers a nice variety of controls, which is of course, but aside from that, it's mostly the same thing. You know, you're just rolling with awesome music. You gotta roll that baby. Now there are a few new things. There's currency system, which is candies, and basically you can buy candy with money. Well, actually, you buy candy stickers that allows your rewarded money to be doubled, quadrupled, and whatever the terminology for 8 would be. But you can buy candy stickers for money off the PlayStation, so it does have a money system, but as far as I can see, candies can be really easy. The king will randomly give you candy stamps, so basically just get a few candy stamps, pick whatever stage you're really good at, get a shitload of candy, and then multiply that candy up. So it's definitely an unnecessary thing to worry about. But if you are lazy and you want to spend some money on it, you can do that. So that's a much more preferable money system than, say, like that one racing game on the Xbox One that had cars that were outrageous amounts of real money. I mean, it's one of the few monetization systems I think is okay as long as you don't go overboard on the way you would freely get it, you know. Owning some points and then spending like a half year to try and get enough points is fucking stupid. So, I don't see a huge problem in that. It seems kind of like a wasted implement though, because I don't imagine anyone using it, but then again, look at the mobile app store. I mean, there's tons of people buying shit off like Candy Crush and that, so I guess there's somebody out there that's willing to do it. I just don't really see anyone doing it, but stage-wise, my favorite stages in the Katamari games are when you either roll up the world, or I believe it was Beautiful Katamari, when you actually roll up the galaxy. So I love the ending stages where you get really fucking big. And I have to say, this one doesn't hold up too well. It's a lot better than the PSP one, which, well, I think it should be on this shelf. Me and my Katamari on the PSP. Definitely a better stage than that one. That one reached to where you were in a big ocean. And while I wouldn't say it's vastly different, you are in a much bigger, open, tons more land, colorful, and looks better. So I think the final stage definitely is better than the previous portable game, but I would have liked it to get even bigger, you know. I love rolling up the world. In the credit stage, I didn't like too well either. I think the second PS2 game was my favorite credit stage, where you're actually rolling up all the countries in the credits. This one actually uses the, I think it's called a gyroscope, which is where it actually can tell how you're bending it, or not bending, but you know, how you're tilting and that, and the Wii remote has the same thing in it, so. The credit stage is you just simply sitting on a ball and trying to stay there while people try to knock you off. So, it's really just the same old with a little gimmick that you can kind of basically stretch out your Katamari. The only other real new thing is you can basically change your father's outfit. Give him new, different hats, monocles, glasses, capes, new belts, short, you know, all that, you know, you can change him, and he's probably, him and the cutscenes are probably the two biggest differences when it comes to the style. The king has always been 2D and very creepy down below. But he's now in full 3D and a lot of detail on his face while he talks, so his mouth actually moves and stuff and that, so he's in 3D. He's probably one of the most detailed things in the game, which is funny. It kind of makes you feel like the whole budget was spent on the king. Whoo! And then the second thing is the art style of the cutscenes. Most of all the Katamaris I played, the cutscenes used just kind of a 2D version of the 3D models where they're blocky looking in that, like the family in the first game and such. They use a really different cartoon style in the cutscenes in this game. It's really misshapen, weird body. It's like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just really fucking weird. It's definitely not what the Katamari games are used to. Do I have a problem with it? Not really. I mean, Katamari is always batshit crazy, so it doesn't really bother me or anything. But it is something that was different. The stories in Katamari games basically always revolve around a very simplistic idea of something, but it always has very good dialogue humor with it. Basically, the theme idea is that the king's kind of out-fashioned, lazy, hasn't been doing his Cosmo-ish things in the world. So basically, he's trying to get back in the groove, in the fashion, and to be royally great. And that's pretty much it, really. Aside from that, it's pretty much the same old Katamari. But, actually, there is one difference with the controls, if you want to use the normal controls with the analogs. Instead of, like the one you would hit up and down, opposite of the other analog stick really fast and stuff, instead, there are circular patterns to flip around the Katamari and go fast. So, personally, I find it doesn't work very well to me, and that's just me. I'm not saying it's bad. They're really small, and there's not a lot of room for movement. He kind of just fiddles around a lot of times when I try to do it. But I'm going to assume they did that because going up and down, I guess, wasn't working out. I would assume they would have tried that. I mean, that's how all the Katamari games basically worked, so I would assume they had trouble going up and down that way. So they took it where you just do a circle pound with them. It doesn't work as well on my end, but maybe other people can comment on whether they had better luck with that. Overall, I was able to beat the game in 2 days. I could probably did it in one straight out sitting if it wasn't for, you know, over time the Vita does kind of cramp up your hand a bit. So I beat it in basically 2 days, all the stages. I definitely think it's definitely an improvement over the PSP title, but I don't think it holds up as well to the console versions, because I mean, you get most of the console ones, you get to roll up the fucking world and solar system and shit. So, and that's just so much damn fun. I loved rolling up the countries and shit. That's just so much fun. But it is an enjoyable game. Obviously, you know, it's portable, you know, you can't play your other ones portable, so it's definitely fine for that. But overall, I was able to actually get this for $14 new, so it's not very expensive. And $14 is definitely a decent price for this. So, I recommend it if you either ever been interested in the Katamari games, if you like the Katamari games, or you just want something to relax on a flight or something and roll up all the world. Touch My Katamari, I think, is going to be decent. Oh, and also, it doesn't have any form of multiplayer, you know. So the other ones have had multiplayer. This one has no form of multi-versus or anything like that. So, none of that, sadly. Anyway, those are my opinions of Touch My Katamari. If you don't like them, then sadly, I will have to take you out. What? Oh, you mean respect your opinion. Oh, I'm sorry about that. But, yes, if you have any questions or anything, please feel free to leave a comment down below, and I will check you all out later.